Yep. Alright, we should be going up and getting ready, and oh, there we are. I can hear and see myself already, goddamn. Welcome to Slade Streams. My name is Slade. I'm still in the middle of trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing right now. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about my server and how it works with all the mods and everything like that. So, playing some music in the background right now, and we're going to actually begin in just a moment. Now, I do have to warn everyone right now, I do have a snake in my shirt. He's being rambunctious. I was going to wear him around my neck, but just did not happen just yet.
That's pretty good.
Alright, and it looks like Complicated has joined and followed me, so thank you, Complicated. I do appreciate that very, very much. And let's make sure that everything's working. Trying to make sure the audio isn't too loud either. Alright, the audio should be at a decent level. How's it sound? How's it feel? How's it look like to you guys, man? Guys, girls, all that shenanigans. Alright, let me bring up my list of things that I need to do. Number 1, don't be retarded. Number 2, don't be retarded. Number 3, show everyone my snake on stream. You know, that trouser snake. Alright. By the way, in the near future I'm going to be taking music requests, but right now my bot is down. I like to use Nightbot, but there's a lot of features about it that are kind of buggy, so I'm not using it right now, but maybe later. So, sorry you guys. In the future I'll take YouTube videos that automatically play, and hopefully they aren't horrible. Alright, there we go. So right now I'm running a server, if you're not too familiar with it, called Slate Sneaky Server. If you're part of the Steam Gamers community, that's the logo's up there somewhere. You should know the password and everything else. It's going to be open once I get all the bugs and everything cleaned out of it. It's a Zeus server, a mission making server, and it's going to be pretty rad. And right now we're going to go through everything we need to. So right now, you can see my Steam overlay right now. It's Arma 3. You can see all the games I play, what I have installed, downloaded, whatnot. And we're going to open up Arma. So, to get on my server, you're going to have to download a few different mods. Nothing too serious, but just a few different things. And we're going to be loading up Arma. And when we hit play, it's going to load up this screen. Mine's by default the mod screen. The 3 mods you're going to need that are downloadable inside the Steam Workshop are the MCC Sandbox 4, CBA A3, and ACE. Now, MCC just stands for... I totally forgot what it stands for, but Mission Control Central Sandbox. It's pretty much like Zeus, if Zeus could be a little above and beyond. Automatically generates missions. I'll show you how. It's going to be great. We'll figure it out. CBA is just a plugin that makes it really simple for everything to come back together. And we have ACE, which is the main realism mod that we're going to be talking about today. So, all you have to do is you need to open up the servers, and you need to go to the internet, and then just type SL4DE or Sneaky in the filter spot right here. And there you go. You're going to be hitting join. And you're going to see everything that you need. I have Ares right now in the server. You don't need it. You can keep that ignored. CBA A3 is going to be loaded. And then these two should be loaded automatically. Instead of... But if you don't have it downloaded, if this is your first time playing or jumping on the server, you just got to download these two. It's going to say download from the Steam Workshop. It's going to be really simple, really easy. You just click here, it'll set up the mods, it'll download them, and then as soon as you're finished, should be good to go. You type in the password to the server. Everybody should know it who needs to know it. And if not, oh well. So we're going to go ahead and close out my screen in just a second, and then we're going to give Arma a good old taste. So while we're waiting for this to load, how you guys doing tonight? Doing pretty swell, pretty well. It's Saturday right now, almost Sunday for those people on the East Coast. And it is not too shabby. Now right now, I don't know if I explained this earlier, but I do have a snake in my shirt, so my shirt's a little bit puffy. And sometime during the stream, he's probably going to peek out of my shirt, so you'll get a nice little glimpse at him. He's kind of shy, and he enjoys warm spaces, so... His name's Toast, and he enjoys doing what he does best, which is being a sneaky little snake. Alright, right now we're working with 12 viewers, absolutely fantastic. And just to let you know, I am running on a potato right now, so it's kind of take a little while to load, and the quality isn't going to be great, but hopefully it'll be smooth enough for this stream. And by the way, those people who are part of SteamGamers.net, Looks like right now they're trying to promote some scrim, so if you get absolutely bored and uninterested in this stream, you can always go there and have yourself some competitive good times, some great players. So, alright, waiting for this to load. It's probably going to take a while. By the way, you do not need Apex or any of the DLCs for this, and it's good if you want to like use some things like go-karts, all the marksman guns, and anything from Apex. You can still use it to this game, but it's a little limited. Like if you have a gun that's Apex that you get from an arsenal, then a watermark will appear every like 5 minutes or so. It's annoying, but it's not really needed. So it sort of gives you an opportunity to try before you buy. Alright, let's see what we're working with here. Now we're in the server right now. Loaded up successfully. And I'm just going to close this out really quick so I could type in some admin things. Alright, so I just logged in as an admin.
That's pretty good.
Alright. Looks like Joker is following. Thank you so much, Joker. I do appreciate it. So right now we're at the role assignment screen. This is the MCC template mission. And this is the map of Stratish. There's no description. This is the default level that it's set on. You can pick any level after you're finished. That's how it's set right now. Persistent is set on 1, so you can do everything else. So you're going to see 3 different sides here. Blue 4, Op 4, and Independent. Also known as the blue team, the red team, and the green team. So usually people play on the blue 4 team and work together to kill AI, or do an AI mission. You can always change that as you see fit. Also got the virtual right here, which is a headless client, which you don't need to worry about, but we'll talk about a bit later. So you can go ahead and pick any of these classes right here. Doesn't really matter which one you pick. It just determines what you spawn in with or respawn in with. So right now I'm going to respawn as a squad leader because they have lots of grenades. So once you're finished, you just hit OK. You don't have to worry about oh, I guess complicated beat me to the punch. No, I actually put complicated there on accident. Whoops. Admin. I'll be a fire team leader with Ender. We'll hit OK. Hope Complicated enjoys being a leader. If not, you can always change your role just by aborting the mission and hitting escape, going back to that menu. Very, very easy. So right now we have a follow train. Every 5 minutes it determines how many people are following. First one's Joker. If anyone else wants to follow, keep that train going. And that bottom, no, right here in this corner right here, you got a timer set for 5 minutes. Every time someone follows, increases that number. And you can see how many people we get to follow in 5 minutes. It's a pretty cool feature. Don't think I'm going to get a lot of people, but, you know, you never know. So right now we're waiting for this to load. I'm just going to go over some things that I'm going to be working on. And some things I'm going to be talking about. The basics of MCC and Zeus, making a mission, and turning on simple settings such as name tags, setting respawns, and just things like that. But before we go into all that, we're just going to talk about the basics. Basics. So right now, there's already a spawn point. By default, it isn't supposed to be like that, but we loaded in on a persistent server. So we're going to go ahead and deploy real quick. Alright, so here we are. We're in. We're lagging a little bit. Going to make sure this isn't too loud. Turn that down just a pinch. Alright. So we're back in. You can see our character. There's us. And you can already see that this is our home base right here. This automatically spawns whenever you use the MCC editor. So, what we're going to do is we're actually going to restart the map real quick, make sure that everything's all nice and fresh, and get all this debris and backpacks off the ground and random men and women. So we're going to go ahead and reset real quick. It's going to kick everyone off the game. It's going to say mission successful. And we're going to go to Atlas, we're going to go to MCC template, and we're going to load that shit up. Alright. So far, so good. Alright. Alright, for some reason, looks like it didn't load properly, so we're going to try that again. Ah, there we go. Now it's loading up. So we're doing the same thing as before. You just go ahead and pick a side, let it load up, and you should be good to go. Don't have to wait for all players to be ready. That dialogue just comes up just in case you guys are already in a mission and you all spawn together instead of spawning in the middle of a firefight. Very convenient. Alright. Alright, we're going to turn off some We'll keep the Gunstar Heroes going right now. I got Gunstar Heroes playing in the background. Song named The End of Battle. Alright, so by default, the blue 4 spawn in this position right here. It's the AAC airfield. And we're going to load up the rest of the map real quick. And you can see it's in the southernmost area inside this peninsula right here. So that's where we're spawning, and that's where other people are spawning. So, first things first, you want to secure where you want to be at. So let's just say we want to actually go onto the airfield. We can just sprint over there using shift. We can also hit the enter on the numpad to go into third person. And there we go. If we press and hold down alt and move our mouse, we can move our head around and look around. This is how it looks in third person. Alright, this seems like a pretty decent spot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the scroll wheel, hit MCC, and this is the MCC login page. So if someone's already logged in as a mission maker, it'll say their name up here. So the view can be set by default. Grass should be default. You can set that to no grass, low grass, anything like that. It'll give you an advantage. For the realism aspect, I keep it on low grass right now. If I hit no grass, it'll go to no grass, and yeah, that's kind of overpowered. So we'll go to... We'll go to medium just to keep this nice and easy. So when you hit login, we're going to log in as the MCC mission maker, and this is the MCC interface. So it looks like just like the map. You press and hold right click to move around. You can scroll in and out with the mouse wheel. And at this point, you can see all these different players depending on which squad they join. So if we click them, we can see that, hey, that's me. I'm Slade. I'm right there. If we click this guy, we can see it. This is complicated. He's right there. And you can see that he's sitting down inside this tiny little window as well. With these different buttons, you can change the view of the overview of someone, so you don't have to actually directly watch somebody, but you can watch them through this tiny little window right here. So it's not too bad, not too shameful. Alright, so down here, you're going to have all of the different options for the players. You can kick them or ban them from the server. You can only ban if you're an administrator. You can kick as much as you want. If you're seen abusing this, you will get kicked by an actual administrator and not an MCC, so keep it cool. You can have teleport. So let's just say I need to teleport someone from here to there. Well, it's very simple. You can either teleport yourself, any other unit, players. So let's just say I want to teleport complicated. I'm going to hit that teleport button. Up here it's going to say click on the map. And let's move them right here. Alright, we'll close out the interface with escape. And as we can see, that's complicated right over there. But wait, how are we sure that's complicated though? Well, there's one easy way to fix that. If we go into the MCC menu, go into mission settings, you're going to see all of these sort of settings. And mind you, this is a lot to take in all at once, but we're going to take this a step at a time, okay, buddy? Alright, so what we want to do is go down to name tags and always hit enable. So don't worry about any of these other things right now. Just make sure that name tag is set on enable, hit confirm, go back, and then whenever we look at somebody, no matter what the difference is, the distance is, we can see that, hey, that's complicated. He's a lieutenant because he's a helicopter pilot, and that's him right over there. So we're going to get a little bit closer, get a closer look, see what he's doing. By the way, to zoom in like that with any sort of view, you just press and hold right click, or you can also use the numpad buttons for minus to zoom out and plus to zoom in. So very convenient, because in Arma, you're not just controlling the way your character moves and his gun movement. You're controlling literally everything. So we're going to give Complicated a hearty salute right now. And there we go. Just waiting for him to drop it. Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to drop a salute anytime soon, so I'll drop it first just to be respectful. We'll go right next to him. We'll open up the MCC menu and see what other features we can dink around with. So let's just say we don't like the weather. Well, or the time. Well, we can do both those things right here. The set time menu is very simple. You just press what time you want it to be, what date you want it to be, and it changes it. Set weather, it's the same thing. Let's just say I want everything to be nice and sunny with no overcast. Just move these around as much as you want, depending on the circumstances. Hit confirm, wait a moment, press escape to look out, and boom. Now, it looks like a deserty sort of environment. Very, very nice. And if we look over here, we can see our good friend Ender fiercely running towards us. And we're going to say hi to him. How do we say hi to him? Well, we'll go over that in just one moment. We're going to go over interactions. So, we're going to use Ender as our toy right now. It's going to give us a nice salute. We'll give him a nice salute right back. We have our hand up. We're going to drop it. You can hit the, how you salute. Let's go over that real quick. You press the front slash button, which is right between, on most keyboards, the backspace and the enter button. So, what we're going to do is we're going to interact with him. Now you can interact with a lot of different objects, and how you interact is you press the left Windows key. So let's see here. Press the left Windows key, a little blue-red circle, wow, it's red, it's going to pop up, and then you're going to see all these icons right here. So there's icons for every extremity of the body, which is head, torso, both arms, and both legs. So with his head, we can diagnose, and we can bandage. This medical icon right here will change depending on how hurt someone is, from yellow to red, and for white, for perfectly okay. Torso also has the same thing. You can diagnose or use a triage card. We'll go over that later. The right arm, left arm, and other extremities, you can inject morphine, and we'll talk about pain and everything else later, but you'll see red splotches on your screen, and a white border around that indicates pain. You can also bandage it too if you have basic bandages. Now if we go to the interactions menu, depending on what kind of items we have and what they're working with, we can actually interact with them medically through that menu. It's a little bit easier with some people, and not so simple with others. So you can do the same thing, interact with yourself, by pressing and holding left control and left Windows. So if you're not taking notes, you might want to take notes right now. So that's the left control and left Windows key. And you can see that we have the gestures page, which is for all sorts of gestures with your hands. Not really needed, but pretty cool, especially if you're doing something quiet. We got the medical menu for yourself, medical for ourselves, same thing as if we're interacting with someone else. Team management. We have equipment, you can check your weapon temperature, and SQL we don't necessarily need, but we'll talk about a little bit later. It's a lot to take in at once, but we're taking this out a step at a time. So we can see that Ender wants some arsenals. Now an arsenal is a special feature of Zeus that allows you to customize your character in any way, shape, or form. So to do this easily, we can either go through the MCC interface, which is kind of difficult, or if you're familiar with Zeus, yes, that's right, you have Zeus functionality. All you do is hit the Y key, the Yankee key, and boom, this is the Zeus interface. Now as you can see, we can see Complicated, Ender, and myself right now. As Zeus, you are the god of everything. You can do whatever you want, from blowing shit up, to creating things, to helping your teammates, to making them suffer. So, there is two different sides to Zeus. There is the listing side to list everything that's available, such as players, objects, whatever you spawn or make. And we can open and close that with the edit key. And there's also create, which we can open and close, which has 5 different sections right here. We have singular units, groups, modules, markers, and a recents tab. The recents tab is the most easiest to talk about because whatever you use, it will save it in that tab, so you can reuse it later quickly without having to go through these massive lists. Alright. Fortunately, Siri is having a bad connection. Too sad. Markers actually very simple too. It's just like laying markers on the map. You just drag, click, drag, and then it will show up on the map for everyone to see. There's that arrow. So you can delete by hitting delete while clicking it. Alright, next one is modules. Well, we won't talk about that yet. Let's take a step backwards. What we're going to do next is go to units, which is a singular unit. And you can see all the different teams right here, the Blue 4, Op 4, Independent, and Civilian. This last one is empty, and it has the most inside of it. It usually has all sorts of different structures and everything else. And we're going to want to make something into an arsenal. So personally, what I like to use is going all the way down with our scroll wheel and hitting supplies, going to storage, and then hitting the cargo nets, either NATO, CSAT, or AAF. I like NATO because it's ours. We're going to drop it right here. Wait a moment, and this is the actual menu where you could supply it with different items if you were making it an actual box. But right now we don't have to worry about that, so we'll hit cancel. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. When we double click it, it brings up a menu for actual code, MCC code. So what you can do is you can type in your own code right here and actually get it to run, especially if you have a config file enabled somewhere on your computer. Or you can pick one of these presets right here. Now what we want to do is go down and hit Virtual Arsenal, which is BIS. So we're going to click that. Now you'd think that we're finished, but we're not finished just yet. What we want to do is hit Add Preset. Now it's going to automatically paste that code right there to turn it into an instant arsenal. So we're going to hit OK to confirm that action. We're going to hit Y once again to go back into the main game. And by the way, this is all live, whatever you're doing. Go over here and we can use the scroll wheel to actually access the inventory inside of it, which we don't really need, but it has all those nice little supplies in there. Or we can hit Arsenal, and this is where things get very interesting. Now we just see a box. No biggie. Camera controls are as follows. You just right click, drag, And look at that. Look at that. Now we can see our own character. And we have all these sorts of icons that we could fill out for ourselves. So now we can customize our character as we see fit. If we go to this left side, we can go to all the different categories. We'll go to rifle, and we can see all these different rifles right here. And click exactly whatever we want. So let's just say we want to give ourselves a very, very interesting AK-12. There we go, we got the AK-12 now equipped. We also have some magazines inside of our backpack, but now we want to change the sight. We go to this right side right here, and we can pick from the many different sights that Arma has to offer. Now, inside of this ACE mod, you'll see all the Bohemia and standard selections for standard collections, selections, and models of sights used. But we can also go and see that there's some that were made by Bohemia. Going down, we can see that some are made by the ACE team. The ACE ones are a little bit more realistic and will probably be harder to use. But it's all about how you feel. Now, I was going to talk about sniping in this video, but it's so complicated that I might not get to it until later. So, we'll see what happens and see what's going on. Alright, so right now we're going to just be working with an Arco Green and this AK-12. So, that's the basics of it. You just got to worry about those guns. But you can also change your uniform as well. Change your vest. You can change your backpack. You can change literally anything you want through this menu. I think the very best part about this whole thing is that you can save and load using all the buttons down here. So we have close, which closes it out. We have hide, so if you want to go ahead and give yourself a nice screenshot of your own character, you can do that. Or you can also hit random and just randomize everything. So just bear in mind that you might get something really weird like this guy with shorts and no boots on, but you never know. You might want that. So bear in mind that there is going to be a bit of weight. Now if you hit, let's just say we want to save this. So we just go down to save. We're going to go ahead and name it as stream character because I'm making this character on stream. And now, let's just say I want to load something else. Let's say that I feel very snipery today. I'm going to load my sniper's class, hit load, and boom. He's instantly outfitted with everything that you're going to need for sniping. So if we hit close again, we'll go right back into game, and we'll see that we have all the items that we need for sniping. So you can access your inventory by any time by pressing I, and it will show everything you have. So if you're not too familiar with this game, you can access your inventory with the I key, no matter what. If you press the ghillie, if you press any of these three inventories, whether it be your uniform, your vest, or your backpack, it will show you what's inside of each one and how filled they are with this this meter down here. This meter down here also shows you your total encumbrance. You want to keep that as low as possible for maximum stamina. Because the more stamina you have, the more you'll be able to sprint and move around without running out of breath. And when you run out of breath, it makes it difficult to shoot. If you did the tutorial levels, it's a little bit easier. So this sniping kit isn't complete because I am missing a lot of tools used for long distance sniping, but we'll work on that later. Some things that you want to make sure you always have for every class is some bandages, basic, and some morphine auto injectors. Morphine is used to suppress pain, and bandages are to stop bleeding. If you don't have any of those and you get shot or hurt and you keep bleeding, you can't stop it, then you're going to die. Nobody wants that. Earplugs. Earplugs are very convenient because hearing is a factor inside of this mod. You will take a lot of hearing damage if you're next to someone firing their gun a lot. Grenade goes off and explosions. War is loud. You want to bring some earplugs. It won't totally deafen you, but it'll deafen you to the point where it won't destroy your hearing. Range card is used for sniping. Diffusal kit, you need that if you want to defuse any sort of mine or explosives. And then you have your grenades, which you pull the pin, you throw it, and it either goes boom or it expels some smoke. Depends on what you got. Right here we have your hat, we got your face piece, we got your night vision, and we got your binoculars or rangefinder, depending on what you use. Your primary weapon, your launcher, and your secondary weapon. All the accessories are underneath, and depending on how filled the bar is, determines how much ammunition you have. Down here you also have your standards for map, GPS, radio, compass, and watch that can be switched out for different variants depending on what you're doing. Alright. Joker, what do you want me to respond to, buddy? What do you want me to respond to? What are you guys saying? I mean, 30 megabits per second is recommended streaming video for high quality. Oh, shush, Strawberry. I just get really caught up in the moment. You gotta remember, I haven't streamed in 2 years. It's been a little while. Going back to the arsenal. Let's just go ahead and load up my other character, just for the sake of all this. We're gonna call it CQB. And there we go, we got our character. Whew, let's take a small break for a moment, take a drink. Leon, we love you too, don't even worry about it. Oh, there's a bug in my drink. That's not good. Good thing I have two. You always keep a backup of everything. I did notice you, Senpai. I did notice you, Siri. You're not Senpai. I'm Senpai. I don't know. You can see Ender running around in circles around me and Complicated hanging out on the ground. So now that we're all geared up, we need to determine where our home base is, and if we die, God forbid, where are we going to respawn at? Because if we respawn right now without any respawn points, we're just going to jump off right off our dead body, and that's no good. That means that there's no challenge. You can just keep on dying, and there's no consequence. So we want consequences when we die, don't we? Don't we? We don't want anything to be too busy. We came here for the challenge, and by God, we're going to do it. So we're going to go to the MCC with a scroll wheel, and we're going to determine our home base of operations. So as you can see, we're right around here. We can click ourselves, see where we're at. And we're going to go up to the top right-hand corner into Start Locations. Click that. And you're going to have different sides. You're going to have West, East, Resistance, and Civilian. West stands for NATO, the blue team. East stands for CSAT, the red team. Resistance stands for the green team, or Independent. And Civilian's the purple team. So don't have to worry about any of the other ones. We just got to worry about ourselves, because we're probably going to go up against the East or the Resistance team. So we're going to start with our primary. And this is our primary location. Oh, excuse me. This is our primary base of operations. And we're going to decide what insertion is, and we're going to hit teleport. So whenever we drop our start location, it teleports everybody in that location. So we're going to go ahead and drop it right here. And then I'll show you how to set up some FOBs later. So this is the deployment menu. We're going to go ahead and hit Spawn Points HQ. We're going to deploy. And we're going to be deploying, and we should be not too far away from our deployment zone, which is right here. Good timing on that music, too. So we're going to go ahead and sprint on over. And we can see that this is where we start, and this is where we respawn. So you shouldn't be able to kill people inside of your respawn point, but it is possible. You could see the upwards worm technique demonstrated by Ender and Complicated. I don't know where Ender went. Just seemed to disappear. But that's okay. Oh, there he is. Alright. So, we have our base of operations, and we have our arsenal. So, anyone can equip themselves any way they wish. That is great. So, what we're going to do next is go into MCC and create a mission. So, let's see. We're going to go down to Mission Generator, and that's going to open the Mission Wizard. So right now this is the Mission Generator. This is a stupid song. I'm going to change it. This is alright. So, we're going to go... Right here is a very important one for the Missions Wizard. The rival faction. Do not make it your same team. I've done this many times before. Had everyone gear up for a mission like a half an hour in advance, briefed and everything, just to realize that we're fighting our own men. And there's no challenge in that, because they won't shoot you unless you shoot all of them. So we're going to go with either AAF or CSAT. We're going to go with CSAT because they're the main rivalry in this game. Civilians faction is just going to be civilians. We don't have to change that. Number of players. The more players that you set and designate determines how hard this is going to be. And we're going to set a difficulty, which the harder it is, the more difficult it's obviously going to be. How many enemies are going to be. So we're going to make it medium. Close quarters battle, CQB. We can determine if this pretty much determines if the map's going to be set near a town or inside of a city with close quarters battles. We can hit random, we can hit no, or yes without, or with civilians. So we're going to hit without civilians just to make it simple. We can turn stealth on or off. If we hit stealth on, that means it will change the weather to night. It'll also set the mission with alarm triggers. So depending on what kind of triggers you set, if you guys get seen, then it will either completely fail the mission, it will spawn more units, it will cause reinforcements to apply. So we're going to hit no because we don't need that. Precise locations, objective markers, they're usually set exactly on the location or nearby the location. If you hit yes, if you hit no, it'll be spread out farther away. A little more realistic so you don't know exactly where to pinpoint your objectives at. And we're gonna go to show markers, yes, to show everyone's markers, and then objectives. So right now we're gonna hit 2 and 3 as none, because we're only gonna make this, as simple as possible. We have many options from random, secure or kill a high value target like an officer, destroy a vehicle, AA artillery, weapon cache, fuel depot, radar or radio, or acquire intel, clear the area, or disarm an IED. So we're gonna make this simple, kill a high value target. We're gonna see an officer, we're just gonna go and we're gonna take him out. So, vehicles, you can determine whether the enemy has vehicles or not, and these ones are typically not armed or armed lightly. We're going to hit no. Armor, we don't need to deal with armor right now, so we'll hit no. Both these options can be set on random. Reinforcements, so we can determine if the enemy gets reinforcements as they see fit. We can hit no, or you can say yes, random, to either aerial or motorized, or they'll come in by air or they'll come in by wheels. So we'll hit no, they don't need reinforcements. Artillery, we can designate if the enemy has artillery, either by mortars or self-propelled artillery. We'll hit no. An intro, this is if you want like a simple little intro, like music and a little title. I usually just hit an intro because we don't really need music. IEDs, we don't need to be blowing ourselves up. This is just random explosives inside of cars or off the side of the road. Just another stress we don't need. Suicide bombers, no, because there's not going to be any civilians. We're going to see, we can ask for armed civilians, no, we're not going to have civilians. Roadblocks, no. Roadblocks are just blocks that are set up in the middle of the road. Animals, we'll set to yes, and time and weather don't change. We can also change it to sandstorm, blizzard, or snow. And then area, we'll select the whole map, but you can also select a zone as well. So after clicking generate, it'll build a mission. After a few short moments, we can already see that it created one task to kill or capture Captain Adil Kahara. So we'll see what happens. Total enemies units equals 20, so that should be a pretty easy mission for us. So as you can see, there's the mission right there. And we can check on the map to see where our mission is going to be. We'll zoom out a bit. Well, let's see that our mission is maybe about 5 clicks out from us. And it's inside of Anthracia. Anthracia, there it is right there. It's right next to the docks. So at this point, you have to determine, well, how are we going to get our people there? So before you even do that, by the way, I pressed M to view the map for everyone. So this is what everyone sees. When you open it up inside of MCC, you're going to see the enemy units designated in red because they're CSAT, and you also see where they're moving and patrolling. So if you click them, you'll actually be able to see who's in that squad and what they're doing. And you can also broadcast other players, like what you're seeing right here, which isn't really needed. You can delete, you can hijack, which is the same thing as remote control in Zeus. You can parachute them, so just parachute them somewhere on the map. You can track them, where it'll actually track them individually on the map, or you can halo jump them, which is pretty much toss them like 50 clicks in the air and have them parachute down. Something ridiculous like that. But right now, we need places to go if they decide to, yes, that is vaping under spine. We need to determine where exactly. Excuse me. I need to talk to hobos. Hey, do you mind? I'm trying to do a tutorial, buddy. I'm trying to do a tutorial.
Oh, I thought your sound was you. I apologize.
It's alright, buddy. Alright, so going back to where we were at previously, everyone's saying hello. We need to set up some forward operating bases, which are additional respawn points not too far away. Oh, didn't want to do that. So, excuse me, guys. Can you take your shooting somewhere else? Alright. I got a better idea. Since these guys want to be a little rambunctious and are obviously geared up, we're going to go ahead and teleport ourselves away from them. So to do that, these buttons up here can help us out. So when we hit ghost mode, it'll make us invisible to enemies. Camera mode will actually open up the camera. So if we hit that, it'll actually show us a spectator mode, spectator script. And you can see all these different people that we can spectate. So we can see the enemies right now just patrolling around. And we can also change the different ways to view the camera just like this. Alright, but we want to go back, so we're going to hit escape. And we're going to go ahead and teleport ourselves way over here. So if these guys want to shoot around, they can. They're somewhere in that direction. Bring up the compass pressing K or any other assigned hotkey. Go back to MCC. You see that we're way far away from them, so they shouldn't be able to bother us. But that's how to teleport yourself. But now we want to set up some forward operating bases. And we're going to do that by... Where is it? Wow, I totally forgot where it's at. Start locations. Make sure it's your faction. Make sure it's the FOB. And make sure that it's none. Because if we hit teleport, it's going to teleport everybody right there right away. And we don't need to do that just yet. So I like to set a few. I'm going to set one right here inside the docks, not too far away. It's going to show up as FOB. You can barely see it with the green right here. And then I like to create another one on the other side so people can sort of flank around if they decide to. This one's a lot closer. And then I place this one way far away out here. And there we go. We got some forward operating bases. So let's just say that this one's a little too far away. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to put this one at the gas station. Well, how you can delete it is by going ahead and hitting brushes menu. And there's going to be all sorts of brushes that you can brush up. You can drag and drop it just like this. So we're going to go ahead and select delete all. Hit brush, and it should brush that out and delete that FOB. And if it doesn't, then it just deleted all the buildings there. So, well, I guess that didn't delete it, which is a damn shame. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright. So now we got that. We're ready to take off. So how are we going to get there, you say? Well, there's many, many options as you, the mission maker, can do. Because as a mission maker, you can decide the flow. You just decide where everyone is. And you can decide how to get there. So, I'm going to tell my team, okay, here's the briefing. We need to kill this guy, that guy, and this guy. We also need to kill a high-value target. So after we get the briefing and everything else done, we're going to hit Y to open up Zeus. And we're gonna figure out how we want to get there. So depending on what kind of scenario you decide is all up to you. But right now it's just a random mission. So we want to get there by chopper. So how we're gonna do that is hit the units option. We're gonna hit empty. We're gonna go to any of these factions. We're gonna go to helicopters and just spawn a few helicopters, whatever we want. Spawn some CSAT and go down to NATO. And you know, I'm a very generous god. I just want to give them a lot of different objects. We're going to move this one over here. Alright, so to drop multiples like that at any point in time, like let's just say I just want to drop a car, you press and hold left control, and then you can continue to drop them wherever you like. Let's just say I don't want them in that direction, alright? So what I do is I press and hold left shift, and I can move them around. I can determine where they're at. A lot of people don't know this in Zeus, surprisingly. And to move them, you just drag and drop just like that. Let's just say I want to move the entire group. Well, you just, like an RTS, you just drag and drop with a square. You can move them around, move the camera with the WASD keys, and you can move these bad boys anywhere you want. You can even change the direction that they're facing. So if you want them to face the other direction, you just press and hold shift and you're good to go. But wait, what if I want to change the altitude of them? Okay, well, let's just grab one of them right here, and let's just say that I want to put them right on top of here. So originally I'm going to move them right here. Move them a little farther inside of this. Press the right click and the zoom wheel. The mouse wheel to zoom. Press and hold Alt. And we're going to press and hold Alt and have it spawn right there. Let go of both. And boom. Now there's a truck up there that nobody can touch. Alright, now that we got the magical truck, we have all this aircraft. And you can see that these two players right here are checking out the aircraft, and they're pretty much good to go. So now we're going to have to communicate with our team to finish this mission. So we're going to press Y to get out of here. We're already finished with our briefing. We're going to go into the global channel. See that someone just completely died. And we're going to talk to our team. Alright guys, the mission's all set. You just got to kill a high value target. Less than 20 guys, maybe about 20 guys. It's going to be really easy. If you guys want to go ahead and take off, take any of these helicopters and go do that mission, feel free. Once you're finished, come back. There's 3 FOBs around the AO, so you guys shouldn't have too much of a problem. Sound good?
Could I, I'm lost.
You're lost?
Just follow us on the map, Andy.
You're lost?
Perfect tutorial opportunity. Perfect tutorial opportunity.
Alright, let's press M and determine where he's at. As we can see, Ender is right around here. I don't know why he's so far out.
Yeah,
I have another player right here.
Lost.
Don't worry, Ender. We'll save you. And we're going to teach you how. Press MCC. Go over here, click Ender.
Well, actually, I have a revolver with like 20
click this button right here, click teleport, and drag him right here in front of us. Also, since everything's getting really loud, we're going to want to put our earplugs in. We do that with our self-interaction menu with Control and Windows key. Hit that, go to equipment, and hit earplugs in. You can only use earplugs if you have them. You can see in the top right-hand corner that says our earplugs are in. So now, whenever we shoot or anything else, we'll take a minimal amount of damage. So as you can see, everyone's getting all geared up. You can see Ender over here saluting. We'll give him a salute back. And we'll give another salute to this man over here.
Sid, are you gonna join squad?
Oh, that's another thing that we should be going over. How to join squads. If you press P, you'll show up all these different squads right here. As you can see, there's an Ender squad, so we're going to go ahead and hit join. And now that we joined a squad, we can hit P again.
We taking two separate?
We can hit the group channel.
We've probably deployed.
And then you can hear everyone talking.
Yeah, we just have to kill.
So right now
We
we're
should
going to
just
go
do
ahead
high
and
low-
leave
high
this
low
group
target.
because it's a little noisy. And I'm going to alert everyone that I'm going to be talking to them through global. You talk with the caps lock key, and you can change keys at the greater than or less than key. In the bottom left-hand corner, if you can't see it, it says all these different channels. Oh, man, I haven't talked this much in a long time. See all these different channels and everything you need. I'm going to talk in global. Everyone else is talking in group. I'm going to be talking in global just to let you guys, keep you guys informed on everything you need to do. I'm going to hop in real quick, and I'm going to continue with the stream and keep up with the tutorial. Actually, you guys go on ahead. That helicopter's allowed, so we're gonna pass by that. But yeah, you guys got your orders. Let it fly. And there we go. They're gonna go ahead and take off and do their thing. So we can either watch them with the classic Zeus interface like this and determine where they're going, or we can close out the Zeus interface and actually watch where they're going inside the MCC interface. So at this point, we're playing God, and we're sort of playing both sides of the coin. We're seeing how this is all going to turn out. So personally, I just like to use the special effects and everything else inside of MCC. Some things I should explain, though, is that it should show you the mission maker, it should show you your FPS and the server FPS. Server FPS is about 46 right now. That's pretty good. Alright, just two things that you need to pay attention to is that the mission 1 and the mission failed will close out the map and it'll destroy anything that you ever have. But let's just say that you want to save a scenario that you have currently. If you hit the save load key, you'll see the save/load MCC configuration. Whenever you're loading or saving to clipboard, you can just click these two buttons. If not, you'll actually do it through the client. You'll see that I have two right here, Navy and the basics. So if you want to save in number 3, we'll save it as Yellow Dragonfly, which is default name, and we'll change that to Poop Butt. Now if we hit save all, we will save all the objects and missions, and then we'll hit save MCC. And then once we do all that, we can hit the save 3, save the profile, and now everything is saved if we need to bring it up again. So let's go and press Y and actually go into the Zeus interface and make sure that we're doing everything that we need to. Right now you see the Zeus interface and they're way out there. It's going to take us forever to catch up even if we press and hold shift. So we're going to go and press M for the map. We can see that we have the camera icon right here. We can change where that camera's at by pressing and holding the middle mouse button. We're going to move out here and we're going to watch them from here. We're going to press M again and we can see moving up and down. We can hit Q and Z and we can see that the enemy is here and that our squad is right here, moving out and ready to go. Probably communicating. We see another player on the ground. We can see the FOB is placed right here. Oh wow, I zoomed in way too fast. Sorry about that. FOB's right here. FOB's right here and it's good to go. So now that we got all this set up, we can see that there's another helicopter right here, preferably complicated. We have other people landing in near the AO. And we'll come back to them later. We're going to go back over here and see all the units that are around here. And we can see that we have one squad right here. Go into the... Oh, I accidentally just told them to go over there. My mistake. If we hit edit, we can actually click them and have them highlighted right here. We can see that they're OP4, the CSAT side. See that they're Alpha 1-1. We can actually control them if need be. Tell them to move around. Looks like they're already moving and patrolling in this direction, but we told them to patrol once more. We can zoom in even more and see exactly what they're doing. They're on their bellies, most likely because they saw the helicopter in the air, so everyone's alerted. They just lost any stealth that they had. Zoom out a little bit more, we see there's another object right here, and it looks like a attack boat that got stuck. So we're going to go ahead and move that back here. And for some reason I can't move it. Looks like you got stuck. That's a damn shame. We're going to go ahead and, one of the selected vehicles is non-editable crew in it. Alright. That's another thing about MCC and other things. It's a little difficult to actually edit some things in Zeus occasionally. So another thing that we could do is just use our god powers to fix that. Go to modules, and this shows you all sorts of different effects and other things that you can use to help out your teammates. Change the scenario, brief the scenario, respawn people, MCC, flares, fire support. We can either use fire support to kill these guys directly, or we can use a Zeus lightning bolt. So we're going to use a Zeus lightning bolt. We're going to click it over this unit right here. And utterly destroy his shit and watch that that boat have a seizure because it got wrecked so bad. So now that we're all cheeky breeky, we're going to go back over here and check on our fellow comrades. Oh, zoomed in way too far. We can see it. They're all up inside of this area. You can see this right here. If we double click, it is a custom objective. You can see all the details associated with that. And I don't know why Ender's talking, but he is. And you can see this HVT, this high value target, is being protected by many people. But let's take a peek to see who this high value target is exactly. So we're zoomed in right now, and we can see this is our high value target. You can see that he's a high rank, and he's chilling inside. He's obviously nervous, pacing around. He knows that someone's coming to get him. Well, he's gonna have to go. We're all gonna have to go through all these different men right here. So looking at this from a tactical aspect, we can see that the enemy has a very strong flank on this side right here, but not a very strong flank right here. So if our heroes can scout out and determine that the FOB2 right here would have been a better choice to land at and attack from, they might be able to pick off this small squad right here, this next one right here, and all these other ones. So I can see that this boat icon down here is dancing to the music. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but at this point, our heroes do not have any vehicles except for those two helicopters. So you can see that they're moving in as a group. Complicated might be getting inside of a helicopter, and it looked like it might be, but we can confirm that by pressing and holding the middle mouse and determining what he's doing exactly. So we can see that Complicated is getting inside of this bird, and he's probably going to be light air support. So most likely, from what I deduct, he is probably going to go through and just sweep the entire area. And hopefully they accounted for civilians, because I haven't talked about that whatsoever. But it's all up to you whether you want to incorporate civilians into anything that you're doing.
Alright, we'll get to the cargo and say goodbye.
And people were still talking in global, which is a big no-no. But, you know, shit happens. So at this point, everyone's all geared up from the arsenal and everything else. But if they die, they're going to respawn as their default loadout, which is a bummer. So if they want to go back to main base and actually climb in, they can. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and use the remote control and click on this squad leader right here. What that's going to do is now I'm part of the enemy. And I'm going to see that, yep, the enemy definitely sees that there's a helicopter in the air, and it's definitely not ours. And you can see that they're kind of freaked out by it. They don't really enjoy that. At this point, I can go ahead and shoot at it if I decide to, but we're going to keep, we're going to let that squad leader do his thing. So they're all scattered about right now, and they're low because they know a helicopter's coming. So let's just say that I want to make this interesting, and I want to take control of the high value target just to make this a little harder against our teammates. We can do that. We can either remote control doing with Zeus, or go back to our character, hitting Y, press MCC, move up, and click our armed civilian, who is designated as the high value target. So we're going to go ahead and hit hijack. Oh, can only hijack units, not groups. Hit hijack. And I guess I can't hijack him. That's very strange. Oh, it's in the group section right now. Okay. We'll go, sometimes it likes to glitch out, so sometimes you gotta switch back and forth between units and groups. So now we have the officer. We can hijack him. And now we are this high value target. Unfortunately, we are unarmed, so we're gonna have to go very carefully around and do something else with our lives, because we're completely unarmed as this officer. We're in a good spot right now in this corner, but we don't have any weapons to defend ourselves with. So to counteract that, we are going to go back to me, go back to MCC. We're gonna go back to all. I'm gonna see if there's a rifleman light. See if there's an auto rifleman. See if there's a grenadier, an officer, and auto rifleman. So that officer is our target, and we just want to make sure that that he's right there. He's Bravo 1-1, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're gonna go back, hit the Zeus icon, which is going to be Y, and you can see that some units already died. Looks like someone's doing some work up in the air. We're gonna go up to here. We saw that he was Bravo. We're gonna click officer, double click him. We hit there's some key, I forgot which one it was. I believe if you hit space you should be able to center the camera in right here, but there's an officer right here, so we can hit Zeus, hit the arsenal on that actual officer. I don't think that's him, but we're gonna find out. I don't think this is the officer, so you can do the arsenal the same way that you do with anything else. So it looks like our actual high value target is right here, possibly. No, maybe not. Where did that high value target go? So we're gonna go back, hit M, and actually see what that objective is. Did that objective get completed already? Oh, looks like they already completed the objective. Well, that's what we get for being in the editor too long, but they already completed the objective. They killed the officer, who is right here and now determined as a civilian. It looks like our dear friends are still hanging out, even though they know that it's finished. So we're going to give them another objective. So we're going to click Control Sector. So we're going to set that at 500 meters. And we're going to select Control. We're going to make this name as Dix and give an objective to our friends and family that they need to actually seize Dix. Alright, so they're going to take that and hopefully they'll be able to seize it from the CSAT in a 500 meter radius. If not, it's going to be a bummer. So, now we want to get into the juicy parts, which is actual combat. Now, everybody likes combat. I know I like it. I know everyone else likes it. So what we're going to do is hit Y, and we can see that we're still here. You can see that sector's captured, which is great. I'm not sure why it didn't work with the CSAT, but now they're in the area. We need to join them. So we can do this by two ways, either by flying there normally or by cheating. And why not cheat? So we're going to go ahead and click teleport and teleport ourselves right in the middle of the fray. Alright, so now we're in the middle of the fray. I think I teleported right underneath the house, so we're gonna try and move around, get ourselves out of there, and hopefully we won't get immediately shot. So yeah, we're right in a house, and this is not good. This is a bad teleport. This is why you don't teleport into houses, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna take a hit and then we'll continue. So we got obvious danger close. And we're gonna take a break from the tutorial to actually see if we can't get out of this house and get some combat going. Alright, press V, and V is to go ahead and vault over small objects. If you're sprinting while doing it, you can also jump. And if you want to vault over objects right here, press Alt and V, which will give you a small teleport when the prompt actually shows up. If you do it without the prompt, then it won't allow you to do anything at all. So we got danger close right now, which isn't good. And we're in a CQB situation. trying to avoid getting shot. And we're gonna get into... Wow, that was laggy. Alright, so we killed an officer inside of here. That was the officer we were talking about before. We're gonna try very carefully to clear all of this out without getting ourselves killed. And combat is as simple as fucking Call of Duty. Alright, things are still loading up slowly for me. There we go. Things are now a bit better. Now that we're in a relatively safe spot, we're gonna hit our map. We're gonna go to our position, which is... where are we? We're way up here. There we go. We're gonna see if we can't see any enemies. And no, we haven't seen any other enemies, so they're not gonna pop up on our map. We can see our location right here, team leader and ender. So we have no communication with anyone else, so we're just working by ourselves right now, which isn't the greatest idea. It looks like there's movement right down there. It could have been anything. But just in case, we are gonna toss a grenade. Press G to toss a grenade. That was way too close. That was a bad grenade throw. We're gonna plop down right here. Get a little bit of lag going as everything else is still loading up. Press F to change to automatic. And we're just gonna waltz right out into the open because we hear gunshots in this direction. It looks like that's a crazy cow right there. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Clear this out carefully with no regards to human life. I could hear there's still gunshots going on all around here, and I just got shot. I don't know who's shooting at me exactly. I think that might be my own teammate, but that was a lot of gunfire in my direction. Could have been a recoil, and no, it's actually the helicopter pilot who was taking out this guy. So now we're hurt, and you can determine that by seeing the red pop up around the screen, and you can also see the white flashes indicating that we're in pain. So we're gonna hit Control and Windows key, both on the left side. We're gonna hit medical. As we can see, we've been hitting the left leg and the torso. So we're gonna go to torso, hit bandage, and it'll let us bandage. By the way, when you're bandaging yourself or doing interaction like that, you can't speak. And we're gonna do the same thing with our leg. And then once we finish that, we should be all good to go. We stopped the bleeding, but we're still in pain, but fear not, we'll use morphine in our left leg or any other extremity, such as your arms or legs. And boom, we are good to go. Apparently you can overdose on morphine, haven't heard about that. Don't think I can hit this guy from here because I'm using a submachine gun, so we need a different gun. Looks like we're getting shot at now. That's a bummer. So we're going to go ahead and look at this guy. We're going to press space, and we're going to see if he had his gun on him. It doesn't look like he had a gun. We're going to look around just to make sure. No, he didn't have a gun on him. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't pick up a rifle from the enemy by jumping over here and sprinting. So we do hear those gunshots going off, and look at that. We have a gun.
Coming up front.
Grab a gun, and now we have this gun. We're gonna go to his vest. I'm gonna see that he has officer's fatigues and a slash bandolier. We're gonna double click his fatigues, grab his bandages and his morphine, and grab his magazines, go back to ground, double click his bandolier, and grab the rest of his magazines, and grab his smoke grenades. And now we have a rifle. Nice. Rifle's more, a lot better for engaging targets at a longer distance. We're gonna see if we can't hit those guys in the street again at the same spot. We're just gonna sprint like mad, jump over the wall, go up here. Try not to expose ourselves too much, lean a little bit. And we're hearing clicking now, but it looks like we got a couple of them. Gonna lean again. Looks like there's movement right there. You need to shoot you guys multiple times and make sure they go down. It's a pretty weak rifle, to be honest, and these guys are armored. Looks like I hit that guy in the leg, so looks like he's down for good now. Trying to hit this guy over here. Some more clicks. This time, instead of leaning, we're just gonna scoot out this window and expose ourselves more. So we got a good couple hits. Not sure if we're hitting that tree or not. We don't have a lot of armor, so we're gonna peek back, scoot down, and lean around this corner. A little too low. Looks like we got that guy, and we're just gonna throw some more bullets down range before we continue. So unfortunately, I got only one mag left, and it sounds like I'm getting shot at. Luckily, we have name tags on, so we determined that was a friendly. And that guy just completely dropped his weapon, so we're going to assume that he's dead. And we're going to move up with the squad now. Usually they'd be talking to each other and calling out contacts, so I'm working by myself right now, so I'm going to be moving up. Just got that guy. Just moving around like madmen. I need more ammunition, unfortunately. So I'm going to be moving up. Now, typically when you're playing against weaker AI, you don't want to be doing this, but double click either Q or E to determine who we need to shoot at. Alright, since I sprinted a little bit, I missed those shots. I'm going to see if we can't hit him from this distance with a pistol. And it looks like we got him. Want to save our pistol ammo, just in case. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I guess he freaked out a little bit. Apparently my snake just fucking jumped in my shirt. I totally forgot he was there until he just he jerked for a moment. Oh, man. I don't know if I mentioned that my snake's name was Toast. Still working by ourselves with no teammates, which makes it very difficult. Hopefully we're not going to get shot by anyone. Gonna go ahead and pick up this rifle right here since it has a grenade launcher. I'm gonna pick up the extra mags from in here. Looks like I had the same sight. You can double click, see what you need. Grab some more bandages, 2 more mags. These guys are working light. Oh, there we go. Plenty of ammunition. 2 grenades. And we have plenty of grenades for our launchers. Oh yeah, this is stuff we need. Right click, take it all, and we also have a better sight now, a narco sight. So we can determine which sight we want to use by hitting control. And the right mouse button. There we go. So you can see how many enemies are left, and we're pretty much working on the ground right now. If you want to see how well we're doing against the enemy, you can hit Y at any time. Just gonna crawl, make sure we're in a relatively safe spot, hit Y. As you can see, anything that's blacked out is dead. You can see our units in blue, the CSAT in red, so they don't even know if there's a guy in there, but they're cleaning out this building. This is me right here. And now I kind of cheated because I know there's a guy right here now, but you can also do whatever you want. Let's just say that you want to add some reinforcements. Alright, no worries. So we're going to go to here, hit groups, and we're going to hit infantry, and we'll sit as a recon team. We can see how many people are right there. We don't want that many, so we want a few sentries to just pop up. What do we want them to pop up? Oh, we want them to pop up from the east, so we're just going to make a few different recons. Now that we did that, we're just going to drag and drop, select them all, and we're going to have them move up with these guys. So now they should be moving up. Looks like there's a guy right here just in the middle of the street. Hit Y, go back. And you know what? So no one shoots us in the back, we're going to go ahead and take out that one officer. He's somewhere in there. So we have no idea where he's at inside, but figure it out in a moment. Complicated is probably going to kill all those people. So he enjoys that kind of thing. Alright, that was some bad engagement by me, but took him out. It looks like he had the same gun too, so we can go ahead and we can look down, press the inventory key, and sometimes it likes to just go on the gun, but if you hit inventory on the actual character, it decides to work. It's kind of at a weird angle, so it's kind of hard. There we go. We can double click all of his stuff right here and grab those extra mags. Now we got 7 mags. Also, let's talk about repacking mags in a moment. Repacking your magazines, because when you switch magazines, you're not changing your bullets, you're actually changing the actual magazine. We'll talk about how to do that in just a second. Ah! I think my snake sneezed again. God damn, he's like right next to my stomach too, so it's like freaking me the fuck out. Alright, so there's some gunshots over here, so we're being careful. I don't know, maybe sneezy. I don't know if that's one of ours. Yeah, it is. That's hobos. Oh boy, that's not good. Let's determine who's shooting at us. So we got a glimpse at him, so we're gonna see if we can't take him out real quick. Helicopter just flew over us. We took out that guy. So we're scanning carefully when we're looking to the side like this. It's kind of hard to see where we're supposed to be aiming at or move around that much when we're leaning. So we'll stop leaning. We get a bit of movement speed back. And we can see our buddy Hobo's right here doing his thing. It's like he's engaging someone right there. So, let's just say that I want to cross the street, but I don't want to fucking get killed. I can toss a smoke, press Control G to select what kind of smoke we want. We just wait for the smoke to pop up. Make sure that all our points are covered. See a helicopter above us. Alright. Now there's different ways to move. One way that I like to move is if I press 0, you put your gun in your back. And we just make a mad dash for it. Because a moving target is a much harder one to hit than a stationary one. So now we'll go into first person. Looks like this is about clear. If we're playing against players, we do something completely different, but right now we're just playing against enemy. And we hear some gunshots where Hobos is, so hopefully he's doing what he needs to do. That man didn't even see us. He was right behind us. He could have killed us at any time. So I'm pretty sure I saw someone right there, but totally spec ops that guy. We still got air support up in the air somewhere. There he is. By the way, switch stances. You could press X or Z, but you should know the basics of that by now. So right now we're in the bushes, which is concealment and not cover. We're getting shot at right now. Not sure where. Just gonna scoot back a little bit. Enemy knows that we're here, but we don't know where the enemy is, which is a really bad scenario. Might have been that we just got shot at by our teammate. Or there might be someone in there, so we don't know what the truth is. We're gonna go ahead and pop. Oh, god damn it, he did it again. Go ahead and pop a grenade in there. Hopefully got everyone that needed to get killed. Throw another one in there. Looks like Hobos is getting shot at. We're gonna see if we can't help him out. Let's see if we can't move to a different position. Looks like they're coming up from this direction, so we're gonna keep our eyes over there. Looks like I hear some more over here. Not sure if that's our guns or their guns. So we're gonna see if we can't sneak in here real quick. Guerrilla tactics. Usually I close the door behind me. I just want to clear this out real quick. Set the auto. Looks like we're clear. Actually, we're gonna use the second floor. Oh man, and someone saw me. Hey look, I have the second most kills. So at this point, I'm dead. I got killed. I wasn't wearing any armor. I probably got shot in the head. It was a bad day. But that's okay, because now we're learning. At this point, you come at the spawn menu. You can decide where you want to spawn. Either at HQ or one of the FOBs. So the best choice of action would be to spawn here. Now mind you, how I like to play is that if you spawn the HQ, you also have your arsenal, and you also have additional... This snake, I swear to God, it's making me jump every time. Yeah, let's take him out real quick and determine what's wrong with him. Hey, buddy. Are you okay? I think you keep sneezing inside of my shirt. I don't think you like the way I smell. Alright, so this is Toast. I don't know if he likes snakes or not. Aw. I think he's kind of wheezy. We're just gonna put him right here and hopefully he enjoys his stay. So, I'm not sure what he was doing. I think he was sneezing or coughing or something, but every time he'd do it, he'd just suddenly jolt. He was right next to me, so... I don't like surprises. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. We have the HQ and the 3 FOBs. How I like to play with the HQ is I like to keep an arsenal there so you can spawn whatever you need. At the FOBs I don't like to spawn arsenals because then it just promotes whatever. The FOB is more like getting right back to the action. Some people enjoy that. Off the microphone, snaky butt. So we're gonna go back to the HQ just to get our arsenal. And let's see if I can't cover any more targets or any topics of interest. And now he's crawling all over my microphone. This is why he was inside of my thing.